Hi, friends, enemies, and neutral parties. Most of us already know each other, but in case you don't, I am Katie Mullins. I go by Katie, or for Victoria exclusively, I think I am Dr. Professor Mrs. Katie, which I also really like. So you can either go with all of the titles or nothing. So I'm really looking forward to having you for Senior Sim in the fall, and the real trick is boy, we've all wondered how this is going to go, right? And I don't think the university has had an easy time addressing that question, so I'm going to go ahead and try to address it for you guys so that you at least know what to expect. First, not everybody will be physically on campus because some people have all online classes or mostly hybrid classes and live in a high impact area. Because of that, I will be streaming every class through Zoom, no matter what. Probably for the rest of my career, actually, because I found that it makes it a lot easier for people who have responsibilities outside of school, and it winds up that's pretty much everyone. So if you are someone who would like to come to class but is sick or has to take a sick grandparent to the doctor or has to take care of a child, from now on you have the option of seeing class no matter what. So I will be streaming through Zoom, and I'll make sure that everybody has a link and that it's easy to get to. Second, Senior Sim is basically set up in 3-day increments, and the way we're going to approach it is Monday is about professional development. So at first we're going to talk about things like agenting, small presses, how to sell, editing, any kind of proofreading jobs, how do you work from home, how do you combine things and become a freelancer. We'll be calling in former UE students and other friends of mine who've succeeded, and hopefully we'll get a good consensus of people to kind of tell you how they did it. But I think what you're going to find out very quickly is that they all did it their own way. And that's going to be the most important part about Senior Sim. It's about you. And when I say you, I literally mean the individuals. So I know some of you better than I know others, and that's, this is a good opportunity for me to get to know you guys, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you over the semester, but Mondays will also be for that. So toward the middle of the semester, all the Monday classes are going to be canceled and changed into one-on-one meetings about your individual future, what you want to do. This requires some work from you in that I need you to come in with an idea of where you want to be, if not geographically, professionally. And I want you to be excited about it because, like I said, we all kind of blaze our own path. I'll talk about mine a little bit on the first day, which, by the way, right now is technically set to go in person in a building in Soba. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. However, I will be holding classes actually at the time that they're set at noon on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whether we are in a classroom or not. So I'll be teaching live. It won't be asynchronous. And those canceled Mondays will be one-on-one meetings. So you'll be meeting with me one-on-one for an hour. Wednesdays, this is where you guys get to kind of have an eye on pedagogy and rhetoric. Which is if you do want to go to grad school at some point, or if you want the best job ever and you want to just keep talking about literature with college students forever, you have that opportunity. I'll be sending out a book list and you get to pick one. It needs to be in the genre you'll be writing in for this class. That's the only trick. However, I think you'll find the book list plentiful as I went ahead and included all sorts of different things with genre, and I've actually already cleared at least one special topics presentation. So Justin, I'm so serious about the video game thing, man. We have got to make that cool. So that's on you. But I'm also very excited about what that means for us, because on Wednesdays, you're going to teach us a book that you chose, or in Justin's case, it's going to be a lot more complicated, but we've been working on it. And so I guess you're hearing again, it's important to think about the individualization of it. So there will be a presentation, and I'm currently trying to decide whether or not I want you guys to give those on Zoom and then work with the class, or if you guys want to give a speech and tape it and then work with the class. The way we did this last year was in class, people would have an activity ready to go. So, say Jules Chrisman, she was writing epic poetry, and she chose the Inferno, and then we put people in circles in the Inferno after she taught us about it. It was super fun. That's a thing I like to do. Sending people to hell has never looked so good. And so we had a good time with it. Lindsay Cameron taught a very short story from the Joyce Carol Oates collection she was looking at. So she actually printed it out and brought it in and broke us into study groups. What I'm trying to show you is that everybody used a different kind of pedagogical or rhetorical technique, and we'll be talking about those before you ever have to present. So the first couple Wednesdays will be me talking about the variables in presenting information in a classroom setting. This is a very interesting semester for that, because you very well may have to decide, do I want to do it online? And you also might not have a choice, depending, right? Because I think we all know at this point the university could shut down at any minute. So, if you want to do it all online, that's fine. If you want to start by planning on doing it in person, that's also fine. Like I said, I'll be streaming on Zoom for people who aren't there. But you're going to need a backup plan, you know, like I do. So, this will be super fun. But the other thing is, you have an option that people didn't have last year, which was you will be allowed to tape a lecture, upload it, and allow us to watch that, and then come to class and deal with a rhetorical technique, right? You want a Socratic discussion on a book you've already talked about, send us the video 48 hours before you teach, and that's a new way of doing it. Because asynchronous learning is absolutely learning, so I want to embrace all of the new things we're learning. Fridays are going to be the more predictable days. This is where we do workshop. And when we workshop, we will be workshopping one person at a time. So feel comfortable putting as much work into this piece as you want to. Start working on it now. But choose something that really matters to you. I will go ahead and say having an hour-long workshop on your work can be intimidating. But it's also really, really generative, because it forces people out of the, well, I thought this was good, I thought that I had a question about this, and into more reflective work. Like, the tone here conflicts. How does that work, and is that how you want it to work? All of our workshop will be geared on making your piece more what you want it to be, not what everybody in the class wants it to be. There's a kind of famous department joke where a professor said it at the beach, and when the student said why, he said, I like the beach. And while I really like the beach, you all don't have to turn into sad beach queen Lana Del Rey for me to like you. I still like her more. I can't help myself. She's got this weird hold on me. That said, Fridays are going to be more traditional. However, we're going to go over workshop and generative comments. It is going to be more critical than probably many of the workshops you've been in. But that's a good thing, actually. I see this as doing two things. Number one, this class should prepare you for graduate school or professional writing work. And number two, if it doesn't, this class should be your MFA program. And I'm really excited to see what we have to offer here. So I know I have probably just blown through a million questions you guys have, and I'm sorry about that. But I didn't want to wait until syllabus day, because I very genuinely don't want you guys to feel lost. And I want you to know, if you're trying to make a decision about whether or not to stay home, don't worry about my class. I will make sure you have access to it online. And if you're trying to make a decision about, you know, how you would want to approach material and teach it, you can start looking into that. Like I said, I'll be going over different rhetorical techniques. And if you have no idea what you want to do with your life after this, that's fine. But go ahead and let's start talking about it. Let's start thinking about it. And that way, during your 1 hour meeting, I will be able to address with you some of the roadblocks, but also some of the ways around it. One of the best things about going to a college that pretty much considered you a writer when you got here is that we're willing to share whatever information and knowledge we have. I'm very excited to be able to share what I do know with you guys. I'm looking forward to learning what you guys know, what you guys like, and most importantly, I'm looking forward to seeing us all grow as critical thinkers and readers, and we're gonna have a lot of fun too. I mean, October's in the fall, so there's gonna be at least one David S. Pumpkin sighting. There's no way around it. He's his own thing, y'all. I guess on that note, if you have any questions, feel free to email me back. There is one thing I would really appreciate, which is if you would like to use an email other than your UE email address, please get that to me as soon as humanly possible. I'm going to try to get this YouTube channel thing up and running, but I am notoriously bad at technology. I'm just awful at it. Justin, that's where you're going to come in, buddy. But so bad at it. So if I get an email list going early, that's going to save us all a lot of trouble. And I will say one of the things that was most successful in my 207 class when we were all kicked off campus like homeless people, which is really how it felt. I had to break into my office at one point, which, not cool. I mean, actually it was, you know what? I didn't say that. But we had an email link that was ongoing. That was a lot of fun, and we shared short exercises with each other. Even though that was not a part of Senior Sim last year, I would love to start incorporating that again. So I'm hopeful that we'll be willing to share with each other. And the way we did it last time was just people shared 500 words, the next person would comment on it, compliment, ask questions about where it's going, things like that, get things generated, and then share their piece. And then the next person would comment on that one. That was really, really generative. I actually started writing a novel based on a stupid exercise we did. So I'm kind of jazzed about that. That's really fun for me. That my 207 class accidentally inspired my Juggalo novel. I have to whisper that because I have some pride. No shame. A little bit of pride. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Obviously, you can write pretty much anything. I hope I've made that clear by bringing up epic poetry and video games. So things like classic short fiction and, any kind of contemporary nonfiction, all of that's fine. Experimental pieces are fine. Mixed genre and hybrid are fine. Genre is fine. There will be options for you on the book list. And if you don't see something there that really, really attracts you, come talk to me. We'll figure something else out. Anyway, I didn't want to waste the first 15 minutes of class doing this. And I just don't want you guys to have to worry about anything. So please feel free to email me. Definitely email me if you want to use something other than your UE email address. And feel free to always email me at kwmullins, MULLINS, @gmail.com if I don't get back to you fast enough. And you can also text me at 469-644-2116. It's a Dallas area code, and they can take it from a cold dead hands. So, first day of class, we will actually be doing a lot more getting to know everybody's stuff. Something to be thinking about. I'm a big music geek, which pretty much everybody who knows me already knows, and anyone who's walked into the writing center knows also. So be thinking of, I'd like 2 songs from every person, and we're going to go ahead and create a class playlist. Why? Because that's more interesting to me than like any other way I could get to know you. So try to pick things that kind of represent you in a way. I'll pick weird things, but we'll talk about why we picked them, and then we're going to talk about why we want to be writers, and that's more important on the first day. So I will send a book list and a syllabus before the semester starts. Let me know if you're going to be home and zooming in for sure. I know some people already have told me. I appreciate that, by the way, guys. And maybe I'll see some of you eventually. I don't know. This is weird, right? This is super weird. Anyway, if we work from home, I live in these. And if we don't, I might live in them anyway. I don't know yet. All right. I saw the class list. I know how great this is going to be. I'll see you guys soon, all right? Good luck. Stay safe, and welcome to Senior Sim.